welcome to my channel. Today we will discuss about perioperative nursing care. Before we start the video, we will discuss about previous question. So question was, the nurse is administering 1 unit of packed RBCs to a patient who has never received blood transfusion. The patient suddenly becomes apprehensive and complains of back pain. What should the nurse do? So answer is, these signs are related to immediate transfusion reaction. Because back pain, apprehensive, nausea, vomiting, headache, abdominal cramps and diarrhea are the signs of immediate transfusion reaction. The nurse should stop the transfusion. Start the normal saline at key vein open rate and inform to the doctor and blood bank. Return blood bag and tubing to the blood bank. Stay with the client and monitor closely. The nurse implements prescriptions, stays with the client and monitor closely until client is stabilized. So now we will discuss about important nursing situations related to perioperative nursing care. Question number 1. The nurse has just reassessed the condition of post-operative client who was admitted 1 hour ago in surgical unit. The nurse plans to monitor which parameter most carefully during next hour. Options are urine output of 20 ml per hour, temperature of 37.4 degrees Celsius, blood pressure of 100 by 70 mm of Hg, serous drainage on surgical dressing. So correct answer is A, urine output of 20 ml per hour. Urine output should be maintained at a minimum of 30 ml per hour for an adult. An output of less than 30 ml of 2 hours should be reported to the doctor. Report high and low temperature immediately. A temperature higher than 37.7 degrees Celsius and lower than 36 degrees Celsius should be reported immediately. Falling systolic blood pressure lower than 90 mm of Hg are usually considered reportable immediately. Serous drainage from surgical site is normal. Moderate and light serous drainage from surgical site is considered normal. Question number 2. The nurse is creating plan of care for a client scheduled for surgery. The nurse should include which activity in the nursing care plan for client on the day of surgery? Options are avoid oral hygiene, verify that the client has not eaten for last 24 hours, have the client void immediately before going into surgery, report immediately any slight increase in blood pressure. So correct answer is C, have the client void immediately before going into surgery. Void immediately before surgery. The nurse would assist the client to void immediately before surgery so that the bladder will be empty. Oral hygiene is allowed, but the client should not allow to eat and drink. The client usually has a restriction of food and fluids for 6 to 8 hours before surgery instead of 24 hours. Slight increase in blood pressure and pulse is common during the preoperative period and is usually the result of anxiety. Question number 3. A client with gastric ulcer is scheduled for surgery. The client cannot sign the operative consent form because of sedation. The nurse should take which appropriate action in this case? Options are obtain sign of in charge nurse, send the client to surgery without consent, obtain a telephone consent from a family member, obtain court order for surgery. So correct answer is C, obtain a telephone consent from a family member. The nurse should obtain permission from a responsible family member to perform surgery. Witnessed by 2 persons. A telephone consent must be witnessed by at least 2 persons who hear the family member's oral consent, notifying that an oral consent was obtained. The 2 witnesses then sign the consent with the name of the family member, noting that an oral consent was obtained. Question number 4. A preoperative client expressed anxiety to the nurse about upcoming surgery. Which response by the nurse is most likely to stimulate further discussion between the patient and the nurse? Options are: everyone is nervous before surgery. I will be happy to explain the entire procedure to you. Can you share with me what you have been told about your surgery? Let me tell you about the care you will receive after surgery. So correct answer is C. Can you share with me what you have been told about your surgery? Start with individualized explanations of care and procedures. Explanation should begin with information that the client knows. By providing the client with individualized explanations of care and procedures, nurse can assist the client in handling anxiety and fear. Clients who are calm and emotionally prepared for surgery experience fewer complications. Question number 5. The nurse assesses a client's surgical incision for signs of infection. Which finding by the nurse would be interpreted as a normal finding at the surgical site? Options are: red and hard skin, serous drainage, purulent drainage, warm and tender skin. So correct answer is B, serous drainage. Serous drainage is an expected finding at the surgical site. The other options indicate signs of wound infection. Wound infection usually appears 3 to 5 days after surgery. Infection may be caused by poor aseptic techniques and contaminated wound. Now we will discuss about important points regarding perioperative nursing care. Point number 1. Keep side rails up. After administering preoperative medications, keep the client in bed with side rails up. Point number 2. Assess breath sounds after surgery. Wheezing and coughing sounds can indicate partial obstruction. Point number 3. Carefully verify the client and surgical operative site. Point number 4. In spinal anesthesia, do not excessively elevate the legs. If client has spinal anesthesia, legs should not be placed higher than pillow height. Otherwise, diaphragm muscles needed for effective breathing could be impaired. Point number 5. Carefully assess for signs of paralytic ileus. Postoperative vomiting, abdominal distension, and absence of bowel sounds may be signs of paralytic ileus. Point number 6. Encourage deep breathing and coughing exercises as soon as possible after surgery. Point number 7. To prevent aspiration, turn the patient to a side-lying position. If vomiting occurs, have suctioning equipment available and ready to use. Do suctioning if required. Point number 8. Hair on head and face should be shaved only if prescribed. So now there is a question for you for critical thinking. So question is, the nurse is assisting the surgeon in obtaining informed consent from the client for surgery. The client signs the consent, and after surgeon leaves the nursing unit, client informs to nurse that he is unclear about certain aspects of surgical procedure. What should the nurse do? Answer will be discussed in the next video.